We want to show you this massive house fire in Wilson County. Take a look right here. It's under investigation right now after smoldering for hours overnight.
And News Channel 5 Sophie Nielsen-Colding gets us up to speed at the scene.
This fire was so big and difficult to fight. Firefighters were out here for 7 hours last night. They actually left behind this fire hose in case there was a rekindle, and they quickly had to hook up. Take a look at the home right now. It looks okay from the outside, that brick, but once you look into the windows, you can see just how much damage is in there. The fire started burning around 7:30 last night. That's when a neighbor called 911 after seeing heavy smoke. Firefighters think the fire started under the floor in a crawl space, and it made the first floor of the house collapse. Crews had to remove walls and floorings from outside just to get to the flames to try to put them out. The home is a total loss, and the fire commander describes it as a possible hoarding situation. He says that's what really made things difficult for his crews.
Not so much the fire conditions or the smoke conditions, but the amount of stuff. They were met basically. They said they were able to make it about 5 feet inside the front door, and they couldn't get any further.
While no firefighters were hurt last night, the firefighters from the Wilson County Emergency Management were so tired and so fatigued that they had to call firefighters from Mount Juliet to help them out. But they did put that fire out, and as of right now, it doesn't look like there is any kind of rekindle. They're still trying to get a hold of the homeowner. In Wilson County, Sophie Nielsen-Colding, News Channel 5.
Sophie, thank you. And it came as a surprise yesterday to people across the globe. President Trump has accepted an invitation to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jongun. South Korea's National Security Director released that news last night, saying that President Trump agreed to meet Kim Jong-un to, quote, achieve permanent denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. The meeting would be the first of its kind between a leader of North Korea and a sitting U.S. president. The two countries have been in a formal state of war since the 1950s. We've learned the man at the center of the City Hall scandal will continue to receive his full pension, at least for now. We're talking about retired Metro Police Sergeant Robert Forrest, who had an affair with then Mayor Megan Barry. He pleaded guilty to theft for overtime wages he earned during their affair. His pension was approved in February, a number around $80,000 a year. However, that was approved before Forrest was charged. The Employee Benefit Board will meet next month to review his pension to see if changes need to be made.
Well, it was the first question he was asked just moments after being sworn in as mayor, and now we know the answer. Mayor David Briley will run to keep his job in August. This announcement came on Briley's second full day on the job after Barry's resignation. Now, he says he's running because Nashville needs stability following Barry's resignation. Plus, he says the question of whether he'd run was a distraction from day one.
My primary obligation is to get to work and do the people's business as mayor. And it had become a distraction from doing that, just having people ask me the question. So I'm going to get back to work.
Well, now Nashville voters will get a chance to weigh in on that, on whether to let Briley keep the job. No other candidates have declared a run for mayor just yet. You want to stay here for our next half hour. We're going to break down the meeting that's happening today to add the mayor's race to the August ballot.
Another big announcement from the White House. We're talking about the tariffs on steel and aluminum. It will take effect in 15 days. The president made it official on Thursday, signing a proclamation with U.S. steel workers by his side. Canada and Mexico are exempt while a new NAFTA deal is negotiated. The plan has been controversial among lawmakers and international allies, prompting the European Union to fight back with tariffs on the U.S. in retaliation. Senator Bob Corker said, quote, unfortunately, I fear this announcement could have far-reaching unintended consequences that will put at risk the hard-fought economic gains U.S. businesses have seen over the past year. This week, Electrolux said their plans to expand their facility in Springfield are on hold because of the tariff announcement. We asked last night if they had an update, and a spokesperson tells us they are closely reviewing the issue. New this morning, a new report is shedding light on another potential housing crisis in the U.S. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy shows us how certain homeowners can put everyone at risk.
Well, the problem, according to this new report, is mortgage programs aimed at people with low credit scores now puts the whole housing market at risk of collapse. That's according to this report released yesterday. These programs usually come through what are called non-bank lenders, so they're not regulated the same as banks. This new report says those lenders don't get the same protections and safeguards when people default on their mortgages. Federal Reserve economists worked on this report along with researchers from UC Berkeley. They say if the non-bank mortgage market collapses, it could cause substantial cost and harm to consumers and to the U.S. government. And this warning comes as Washington and leaders there are working on ways to reform the U.S. housing market. Reporting to downtown, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
They stand a major road widening project in Wilson County gets underway a little later today.
And state and local officials are going to talk about widening 109. The $51 million project includes widening the highway to 5 lanes from US 70 to the Cumberland River. That groundbreaking ceremony is set for this afternoon at 2:30. And get ready to change your clocks on Sunday. We've got to spring ahead an hour.
Do we have to?
I know
I don't know if I
do
want
have
to or not.
You'll be late.
Daylight saving time can be pretty difficult, but this morning we have some tips, some tricks for you to help you stay rested. Although we are all losing an hour of sleep, don't excessively oversleep. This weekend of the time change, consider a Sunday nap, but no more than an hour. Also, you should probably avoid alcohol and caffeine in the evening.